Good morning, everyone. Welcome again to another episode of 10 at 10, where we share lifestyle and business information to help your business keep moving forward. I am Paula Mattisonsierra, and today it's kind of exciting. We have Angel Cardoz on, and he's from the SBDC. He's going to share with us I'm going to prep it by saying, this is your tax dollars at work. Please show up and listen. Share this with a friend today. I'm excited to have you on, Angel. Thanks for coming on today.
Paula, thank you for the invitation. I'm excited to be here. Happy to be with everyone that is watching us now and the people that are going to be watching us later.
Okay.
Yes, like you mentioned, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, introduce yourself to everyone. We want to know who you are. Who is Angel Cardoz?
I'm still trying to figure that out.
Exactly. We might keep the limit here, Paula. It's like, is it business or we're getting drinks later?
So, well, like you mentioned, my name is Angel Cardoz, and I serve as director for the San Francisco Small Business Development Center. So for those of you who are not familiar with the Small Business Development Center, or SBDC for short, we are a nationwide program. There are approximately 1,000 SBDCs across the nation. So it is very likely that there's an SBDC near one of our viewers or participants. What we do is we provide one-on-one consulting and business training. We're partially funded by the Small Business Administration, and we are locally hosted by the City and County of San Francisco. Me personally, I've been serving as director for the last 3.5 years. And prior to this role, I used to serve as the director of a women's business center in the Coachella Valley near Palm Springs, California.
Oh, wow. Did not know.
Yeah, yes. And prior to that, I used to be a business consultant. I've owned several businesses. The first business I started, so I did, I made all the mistakes that they're hard to make, whether that is the managing the accounting, ensuring that you are filing your licenses, your permits, that you are marketing your business. So I know firsthand some of the challenges that we face being small business owners. So here we are with that and that experience. Our purpose is to support entrepreneurs, help them get their businesses started, help them expand, help them scale, ultimately do everything possible to make sure that they're successful. So,
all right, let me ask you a big old question, because when I was looking at the SBD, I'm like, is this SBA or is it who are you guys exactly? What does SBDC stand for? Are you guys part of the SBA? Can you share that with my audience?
Absolutely. So we get that question quite a bit, and there's a little bit of confusion. Oh, are you SBA? They think SBA is SBDC, and just to confuse people further, then there's of course the WBCs, and of course, and we use these acronyms, right? We use these acronyms, and we know what these acronyms are, which is
what's that all about?
and we just assume everyone knows. So, but to answer your question, no. So the Small Business Administration funds programs like the SBDC to deliver one-on-one consulting and business training. In addition to funding the SBDCs, they also fund the Women's Business Centers. Those are also national, and they also fund SCORE chapters. So those are also national. So ultimately, there's a resource readily available for anyone watching that's looking to start a business or expand their business or improve their business or scale their business. We're here to support you.
So the SBDC is the Small Business Development Center, one of the programs funded by the SBA end.
That is correct. Yes, absolutely.
And so what is the main purpose of the SBDC? I mean, so we know that I know the SBA is more about funding and legislation for small businesses. Where is your end of this? How do you serve the community?
So here in Northern California, so my center is the San Francisco S.B.D.C, and I'm a part of a network that comprises several SBDCs across Northern California. I believe at this point in time, I think there are about 18 centers in Northern California. So there is an SBDC in every single county, and we're hosted by various organizations, whether that is nonprofits, community colleges. Universities, in my case, the city and county of San Francisco. But our purpose is to support our local economies. Now, what does that mean? That means that by us supporting entrepreneurs, by helping them improve their businesses, by helping them improve their profitability, by helping them grow, what does that do? Well, that creates additional jobs for the local economy. That
Yes.
creates services, that drives innovation, that drives small businesses are the backbone of our economy. So
Yes.
what we do is we support that backbone and we help scale them, and in turn, that serves multiple people, including local governments, communities, uh, job seekers, and of course, there's a piece where they are innovators and they're creating products and services that our communities need. So what we do is ensure that they are profitable, that they are sustainable, and that that we improve their chances of success, because we know that unfortunately small business ownership is incredibly risky. There's a statistic that 50% of businesses fail within 5 years. So how do we improve those odds? Well,
Yeah.
we improve those odds by ensuring that we are planning appropriately, that you are seeking advice, that you're seeking help. So we have the infrastructure and the services to help reduce that overall risk. So that's what we do.
Let me ask you a question because this all sounds fantabulous.
Hmm.
How much is this? I mean, I know how much it is, but I want you to share with my audience, how much does that cost? I mean, because for a small business, a growing business, that sounds like a lot to get that kind of skill level to bring into
Yes.
their business. What are they looking to budget on this?
Yes. So we are incredibly fortunate that we are funded by, in my case, we're funded, of course, I mentioned earlier, the Small Business Administration. But in my case, we also receive funds from the state of California, and we also receive funds, in my case, from the city and county of San Francisco. So what this enables us to do is to provide this service at no cost to our participants. Now, if you're watching from somewhere else outside San Francisco, know that our consulting services are free to you. Uh, I mentioned earlier that not only do we offer consulting, but we also offer training services. So in our case here in San Francisco, our trainings and our workshops are free. That does vary from state to state and community from to community. Some centers do charge, some don't, but the consulting is absolutely free. Um, but one thing that I want to emphasize, Paula, is that it just because it's free, that
Yeah.
doesn't mean that the utility and the value isn't there. Quite the opposite. We have we do pay our consultants. So through these funding sources, it's not, we don't pay what their market value is, because they're incredibly generous people such as yourself, and other consultants that believe in what we do, that are passionate about small businesses.
Yeah.
So they offer a reduced rate for us, but at the end, I want them to know that they get through us, they get a reduced they get the same type of service that they get from a someone in the open market. So don't be fooled by the fact that this is free. This is actually thanks to the funding and their tax dollars that are helping support this. So
I always love that when you guys reach out to me and say, business needs help. Can you do some sessions with them? After the session, I always get the following. So, like, how much is this going to cost? And I hear all the other advisors saying that as well. It's almost like this disbelief that the county has paid for something like this for them. Like, what happens now? This is like, my mind is like blown by this every single time. And it's definitely a definite hit to the organization, saying people really see this as very, very valuable, and want more and want to tell folks about it. And, so that always gets me excited that they get so jazzed up that, wow, this is actually my tax dollars coming back, and a point that I want to throw out too is that it's for businesses in the county, period.
Hmm.
So your SBDC is there to service you. That's period. Not income level, not, oh, well, I'm middle income, I never get anything. It's for everyone. So it's servicing the businesses in that county. So, but let me roll into this is a biggie that when we were putting together this interview today, we know that this is a question that we get asked a lot. Access to capital. Um, I would love to hear a little bit more about that and have my audience hear a little bit more about it. Because remember, they're going to be catching this on the rerun later as well. And so, once you get to that point and the business needs to grow, what do I do now? Because I need funding. And, we're in a different landscape right now. So I would love to hear a bit about that.
Yes, yes. So, thank you, Paula. I think that that is a question that we get quite a bit. Access to capital, loans, financing. I think not too long ago, actually, even here on the hey, there's there. No one wants to lend to startups. Nobody wants to lend to small businesses. Nobody wants to lend to, micro enterprise. So that is um, that's a misconception. There are actually there are opportunities out there, and this is actually just taking a step back. I want to share with you. Yeah, you mentioned earlier that small businesses sometimes are somewhat hesitant. How much is this going to cost me? Another problem that we run into is sometimes uh, businesses are can be a little hesitant because they hear, "Hey, this is free. What are they going to ask for?" Um, what are they going to ask for? Are they going to charge me later? Like, no, it's absolutely free, and this is a whole purpose, right? And this is the same thing, and this is a perfect example with access to capital, is that we're here to, we don't get commissioned, from lenders. We
Right.
don't we don't do any of that. Our whole purpose is ensuring that we pair clients with the right type of financing, and there
So the
is
funding isn't coming from
financing of.
the SBDC. It's not coming from you guys.
That's correct. So we partner with organizations, we partner with banks, we partner with lenders, we partner with CDCs, we partner with nonprofits, crowdfunding platforms. So we have relationships with multiple types of lenders, and it boils down to the type of financing that our clients are seeking. Our main purpose is ensuring that it is going to be a cost-effective financing resource to that's ultimately going to support businesses. We don't want to set business up for failure,
Yeah.
and that's why I think that's an added value when clients do work with us. That unfortunately there are businesses that are getting into more trouble as a result of financing by accessing the wrong type of financing, a costly type of financing. So I think that an added value of working with one of our advisors is that we ensure that the type of financing that you're getting is appropriate for your uses. In addition to that, is going to be something reasonable, that the interest rate is reasonable, and
Yeah.
that the business owners can pay for it. But yes, there is a misconception out there that financing isn't available for small businesses, but that is incorrect. There is. It's just knowing who those lenders are, and we make that easier for our clients.
And, talking about misconceptions as well, sometimes when clients are forwarded to me from the SBDC, sometimes the mindset also is a little incorrect. Like you said, it's like, well, there isn't funding. They don't want to fund to me. But are you prepared for that? Do you know the criterias for what the lend? Because they're in business also. You're in business, they're in business. They want this to be a great connection for both of you. They get something, you get something. Can you tell me some of the criterias that lenders are looking at
And
as they lend monies?
and that's the key, Paula. Is it boils down to um, knowing how to best present yourself and how to best position yourself when you are pursuing these funds. So I think the first place to start is knowing how much money you need and what the purpose of those funds are going to be. one of the things that I've heard before, and I chuckle because you definitely don't want to ask a lender, just tell a lender this, is, well, how much can I get? That's a red flag. You don't want to say that. So what you want to start off with, well, what is the purpose or use of funds? Is it going to be to purchase real estate? Is it going to be to purchase inventory? Is it going to be to purchase for marketing purposes? Is it going to be, for every single one of these? And the second question is, well, how much do you need for that purpose? So anyone that calls our center, those are going to be the first questions that I ask. What are the uses of funds, and how much money do you need? Okay.
It always surprises me how folks don't want to prepare those questions. It's kind of like you're right, the how much can I get? They go straight to that. But
Yes.
how much do you really need? And actually a question that I find that people, because you don't want to just borrow for, well, I just need this for this, but I also need for my working capital as well to make that thing happen. So if you plan for that thing to happen as well, is it going to be like a 3-month process as you're building using the funds to get there? Like they haven't
Yes,
calculated that
exactly.
part as well.
Absolutely. And that in itself, it's another item that I think I want to flag.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because not only is it not only is it the uses of funds and the amount of money, it's also giving yourself some time. Because guess what? If you need money tomorrow, it's too late.
Yeah.
The only thing you're gonna be able to access is going to be a high interest, high risk loan that we would strongly advise against. We find ourselves in that situation sometimes, and we'll work through it. But to the extent that we can plan ahead, that's ideal.
Yeah.
Something else that I want to share, along the lines of, what you said about, okay, well, sometimes businesses don't want to plan for that. Okay, that's fine, and we'll help you plan through that. That's fine. Don't do that with the lender.
Exactly. Let's prepare you before you get there, please.
Yeah, come to us, call us. Hey, we'll go through that process. That's great. That's where we're here, right? The reason why I say plan ahead is for people that might go directly to the lender, might not come to us. That's fine. For them, you want to plan, but for us, we'll walk through the entire process. That's fine. That's what we're here for.
Something. So, what should they be doing before they approach? I mean, besides the smart thing of finding the SBDC and having you guys sit with them and like, let's prepare. What are those things? What are we looking at as we're planning to approach the lenders?
So again, I mentioned earlier the uses of funds and the amount of funds.
You can just keep going. We'll just, if you want to reset to bring you back in. Again, this is the beauty of being live on Facebook, by the way, guys. Fun things happen as we're diving into it. But again, we're here with the SBDC, with Angel Cardoz, and sharing with us what the SBDC actually does, and how they can be of benefit to the counties that they serve. So, Angel, back again, I see.
Something must have happened, with my apologies.
Wireless. It's the beauty of technology, So, but so what are some of those things that they should be looking at as before you approach the lenders?
Yes. So I mentioned earlier the total amount of funds to be used and how they're going to be utilized. So that's incredibly important, because that's going to put you at different levels and different types of products. So the first thing I think to do is know that, and then because there's going to be several things that they want to consider, and the more money you ask for, the more these become important, right? The less money you ask for, the lesser these become important. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw them out, and then we'll go ahead and jump into each one of these individually. So the first one is owner's cash contribution. Okay. So how much is the owner contributing? It can vary from product to product, and it can vary from the uses of funds and also the loan amount. But generally, you want to plan for anywhere between 15 to 25%. Owners contributing into a project. So, for example, earlier I asked, well, how much money how much do you need? Well, let's assume that you need $100,000. Okay. Well, you should plan on investing from an owner's, depending on the uses, anywhere between 15 to 25%. Okay, so you would be borrowing anywhere between $75,000 to $85,000. Okay, so owner's contribution. The second thing you want to start considering is your ability to repay back that debt. Okay, so we call that cash flow. So you want to estimate. So if you're borrowing, let's say that you're borrowing $25,000. So what is the estimated monthly payment? That's kind of come up to anywhere between $200 to $300 a month. So can you service this debt? What do I mean by that? So if you are an existing business owner, can you take the money aside from your business operations? If I look at your historic cash flow, is there enough there to repay anywhere from $200 to $300? Right? Or if you're a business startup, is there household income that can repay anywhere between $200 to $300? So again, that second one is your cash flow. And then we get into some of these other ones. One big one, and this differs based on the loan amount. If you're asking for more than $50,000, you can rest assured that the lender is going to want to see some of this. If you're asking for less than $50,000, then it becomes less and less important. But that's collateral. Okay, collateral. So again, if you are seeking amounts anywhere between 10 to 25, there's some flexibility, assuming that you meet the other criteria. But once you start getting into the 50, 100, 150 to 50, then collateral becomes more important. And typically, equity is the source of collateral. Okay, equity in a home. Some lenders get very creative. So don't, if you don't have equity in the home, not to worry. Some lenders get creative. You might be there's been businesses that use their equipment as collateral. You can use your car as collateral. So there's options. So again, so we've gone over owner's cash contribution, cash flow, collateral. Another item that we want to account for is
Yes.
just the overall character of the individual that is borrowing. So what does that include? That includes the Paula, can you hear me okay?
Oh, no, totally. We can still hear you.
Okay, great. So it's
What just happened?
we're doing it was going so smooth and all of a sudden.
I know, right? I'm like, what just happened to Angel? I was just about to show him on the screen.
So
Go ahead, Angel.
yeah, so the fourth item here and is going to be a character. So what they want to see is your experience in managing your business. So earlier I mentioned you don't want to go to the lender and say, "Hey, how much can you give me?" Because that's already a flag and that's based on character, right? Another thing that they would consider that would fall under character is your credit score. Now, a credit score won't automatically disqualify you,
Okay.
but it but generally they do want to see something around 650 or better, right? And the higher the amount you borrow, the higher the credit score they want to see.
Okay.
And then finally, the last item is going to be, well, what are the conditions of the overall market? Is there an opportunity in this type of industry, right? So 10 years ago, for example, if you were to try to get a construction loan, that just wasn't going to happen, right? Because that was a great recession. The industry was struggling. So um, so it depends on what the conditions are. So again, just to summarize, the owner's contribution, the cash flow, the your character,
Yeah.
collateral,
And
and
collateral.
the conditions in the market.
And to wrap this up again, I know I'm calling it criteria, but who can benefit from the service? Who can utilize the service in the community?
So I,
Um,
so I think one of the greatest values that participants or clients can take away from working with us is that we'll review all these items with you, right? We'll make sure we'll position you, whether it is now or it is several months down the line, if there's some items that we need to work through. But we know this, we have the relationships with the lenders. So anyone that is looking to either start a business but needs some financing to be able to do that, or two, anyone that is looking to expand their business, we can also support them in that. So some of the items that, so in addition to that criteria, some of the items that most lenders end up asking for is going to be some cash flow projections. See the application, of course, the tax returns, the financial statements, and sometimes a business plan or an executive summary, depending on how long you've been in business. But so what we do is we help package all of these items, and then we'll position it so that with a good likelihood that a small business that a small business lender, that would be a good fit for the right type of small business lender. So again, to answer your question, Paula, anyone that is starting a business or looking to expand but needs financing in order to accomplish this.
Nice. So in order to get SBDC service, again, there is no income requirement. The fact is that you are a resident of the county that specific SBDC serves is pretty much your criteria. Then yes.
That's pretty much it. So like I mentioned earlier, there's an SBDC serving the local community across the nation. So what I would recommend for anyone looking to work with us is just simply type in your county and then SBDC, and that stands again for Small Business Development Center.
Yeah.
If you're
not
in San
SBA,
Francisco,
guys, not SBA.
although they may direct it, SBA may direct it back to us. But if you want to save a step, just go directly to SBDC and complete our online form, and we'll support you. Locally, if you're in San Francisco, just type in SF as in San Francisco, SBDC.org, and you'll find that there's a button there. Click apply now. It asks for some basic questions. One of our intake specialists calls our clients, learns more about their business, their needs. So at that point, we end up pairing the client based on their specific need. It might not be financing, Paula. It could also be, hey, you know what? I want to help. I want to increase my sales. Well, we have marketing experts, social media experts, sales experts that can work with our clients to help them increase their sales. yes, and retail experts, especially, and that's another one. Industry specific experts, manufacturing experts, service experts, retail experts. So
import export. I know there was a big a seminar series over in on the Alameda County side recently about import export as well. So yeah,
absolutely.
Restaurants, industries, things like that. So
and that's the beauty of our network. I mentioned earlier we're a part of an 18 center network. Well, hey, there might be some expertise up north that we don't have, or vice versa. There might be some expertise here that they may not have up north. So the beauty of this is that we're able to share resources across the network and pair individuals with advisors based on their specific needs. So if you need support with accounting, or you want to introduce, this is a perfect time. We're wrapping up the year, starting a new one. This is the right, if you're looking to introduce QuickBooks into your accounting system, this is the time to do it, and we can help you do that as well.
All right. I love it. I totally dig all this information. It's so fantastic because again, when you're a small business owner, sometimes you don't think that there's services out there for you. And I really wanted to have you on the show today just to kind of share this. So thank you so much for sharing the information. So, hopefully folks will utilize it. The thing that I need to let you know about the SBDC, though, part of their mission is, and I'm going to use a biblical reference here, so don't be offended. Hopefully he'll be back soon, which is we teach you how to fish. The advisors do not fish for you. So it's not like a private business coach structure. They're actually, their whole point is to try to help you to become a better business owner. So they're not touching and doing all of this for you. They're guiding you through the process to get you there. So it's just a wonderful, just perfect service. I found the SBDC years back. I think it was like 99 myself, and I was just surprised when I had my clothing business, when we retailed and wholesaled maternity clothing. And it was just, what do you mean I can get this service? Someone will actually come to me and sit with me every single week and work with me. I just thought that was just the most amazing thing. And the quality of the advisor was impeccable, So thank you so much for that. Is there anything coming up that you want to share with everyone so that they'll know.
Uh,
I will be, by the way, sharing that link for everyone, how to find your local SBDC. So
Thank you.
that will be coming at you in a little bit.
So there are a couple of things. So we do offer workshops and we do offer webinars. So if you visit our website, again, sfsbdc.org, you can register online. There's no cost associated with our classes. So coming up, we have the cash flow statement, the balance sheet. If you struggle with balance sheets and you want to finally, wrap, your arms around that, we are offering a workshop. If you're looking to, on the 24th, we have you, Paula, you're teaching our visual merchandising and marketing strategies. Yes, on the 24th. So don't miss that. And there was a webinar for this. So we do have that live on the 24th. If you miss our webinar, we are offering that on the 24th. So please do register. And then finally, if you do have any consulting needs with us, sign up online and we'll service. The only thing we want to make sure we are a results oriented team. So all of our consultants are going to ask, okay, what do we need to accomplish? And you can't expect that they're going to be following up with you to ensure that we're acting on that scope of work to make sure that we're achieving those goals. So,
Exactly.
but
That's
aside from that,
wonderful. You guys are a wonderful organization. Thank you so much. And again, everyone, I'm going to drop the links in. I'll drop in for San Francisco specific, because that is our local. But I will drop in the link as well so that no matter where you are, you can do a search very quickly. It's right there and you can find all the contact information for your SBDC. But as Angel said, I mean, we are in the age of Google. So if you simply put the name of your county in plus, again, SBDC, it's going to pop up. So again, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the guys coming in on replay. Thank you so much to Gabriella for liking us and tuning in to check it out. This has been another episode of 10 at 10, where I share business and life information to help business owners keep their businesses moving forward by offering information from my tens, my referral partners, such as Angel Cardoz. So thanks again for being on, Angel. I really appreciate you coming on and sharing the info.
thank you for having me, Paula.
Please share the information with others. This is a wonderful organization. And if you have any additional questions, please drop them in the box. Remember to share, like, love, we appreciate it. Every Thursday at 10 a.m. we'll be doing this. So keep watching. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you
Goodbye.
all.
Bye.
Bye.